Alright guys, welcome to a new tutorial on how to install Roguelike Adventures and Dungeons, the mod pack here on Twitch. This is current as of February 20th, 2020, so 2020. That's way too many 20s. Yeah, so if there's any updates or changes after today, or what the case might be, this could be out of date. So the first thing you want to do to get this mod pack is download the Twitch desktop application. If you don't have it, I'll have a description down below, but I'll be surprised if you don't. Next, go ahead and hit mods. And if you don't have anything here, just go ahead and search for Minecraft. But open up your mod packs here and hit browse mod packs. Next, over in this search button, go ahead and type in Rogue, and Roguelike Adventures and Dungeons should be the first one that pops up. Again, as of February 20th, 2020, there is an issue with the current version, which is 1.35. What you're going to want to do is click on versions here and scroll down until you find the 1.29. Now, I would recommend you just wait until the actual version is out. But if you don't want to wait and you really want to play this one, go ahead and 8.12.19 1.29 release. Go ahead and hit install. While that's going, you can actually double down and hit the download server pack. So go ahead and hit that, and that should take us right where we want to be. Now, I've got a folder already created on my desktop here. So let's go ahead and just go there. And I'd recommend creating a desktop folder as well. Mine just called new folder 3. Name it whatever you want, and I like to put them in a servers file location. And this is just the discussion board that was created on 2.20 about the object reference not set to an instance of an object, and that's the error that you get if you try to install Roguelike Adventures and Dungeons, the current version, the 1.35. So yeah, once that's done, go ahead and you can minimize your website, and you can go back to my mod packs. Looks like it's getting up and going. So we got a little bit of work to do over here in our server files. Go ahead and extract all and let it do its thing. And we'll go ahead and tell it to show once it's done. Now, through the power of movie magic, we're going to go ahead and cut and come back to right when it's done. All right, now that that's done, the server pack has been extracted. So if you go server files, you see my original zip and then the extracted ones. So let's go ahead and open up that. And before we start messing around with our config here, let's go ahead and hit play. Now the reason we want to do that is this is going to take a while to load. So go ahead and hit play here and let your Minecraft take the wheel at this point. Again, don't be surprised if it takes a little bit of time. I've dedicated 9 gigs of RAM to this. So if you have less or dedicate less, it could take you a little bit longer to do. But just give it all the time in the world it needs. For Project Ozone, it takes like 10 minutes at a time. But we're going to minimize that, let him run in the background while we work on our server files. So the first thing you want to do is come to your eula.txt, open him up, and change false to true. All you're doing there is saying that you're going to follow the end user license agreement. You've done it time and time before. The next thing I recommend doing is go ahead and right-click the launchserver.batch, hit edit, open it up in, I like to use Notepad, but you can do whatever. And I changed the second one to 9.2.16. Let me just double check that real quick. Yeah, 92.16. All this is doing is telling, these are all Java commands. It's telling Java this version to use no less than 2 gigs of memory. And I go ahead and do no more than 9 gigs of memory. The rest of this you're not too worried about. So go ahead and you can close that, save it, call it good. Let's take a look at our load. Cool. All right, now from here, you want to go ahead and if you wanted to, you can open up the server properties in a text file and read those as well. But from this point, you're actually good to just go ahead and hit your launch server.bat and hit run. Now you're going to see all sorts of stuff going, and that's just fine. These are just the mods loading up and things of the nature. Don't get too worried unless this crashes or what the case might be. Or you get a whole bunch of red text that's saying, you know, failed, error kind of situation. Just let it do what it's going to do as well. You're loading a lot of mods here. So we'll go ahead and just kind of let this go, and we'll catch you as soon as it's done. All right, guys, welcome back. So we're all done here, and the way you get onto your server, again, this will be just for you on your local machine. You hit multiplayer, hit add a server, name it whatever you like. I'm just going to say rad 1.29. That's our current version. And your server address is localhost. Hit done. You should see a green check mark. If you don't right off the bat, that's okay. Then go ahead and hit your play button. This will load you into the actual server version. Again, don't pay too much attention to what's going on over here unless you're getting a bunch of crashes and what's happening. The mod will do what the mod is supposed to do. And for all intents and purposes, you're now loaded up in Roguelike Adventures and Dungeons. Although this sound is a bit out of control. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now, if you want your friend to play, you'll have to go probably into your router, enable port forwarding to the correct port and what have you. And I'm just going to assume you kind of know what you're doing there. If not, there's plenty of tutorials on how to set up that kind of ordeal. Additionally, there's an option, depending on how much y'all want to play this, to actually rent a server directly from the front page. Now, I am not affiliated with this in any capacity, but I will say if you got a few extra bucks to spare, it's generally pretty inexpensive to do a personal server. Just for fun, let's see what we got. My username, partial x-ray. We want roguelite. R-O-G-U-E. Yeah, here we go. We want this guy. How many people? We're just going to say 3. Oh, you wanted to use about 3 plugins. I don't know what this is about. I don't know, 5, whatever. Less than, 10 people. Guess choose budget. I don't really know. Next. I want to see what the price is going to be. Yeah, $15 a month, a little high for me, personally speaking. But again, if you're not familiar with or you don't have a strong enough network or computer to run your own, that might be an option for you. I won't really cover that in this episode. Let me know down in the comments if you guys need me to go ahead and cover how to do that exactly. But with that, that's how you get Roguelike Adventures and Dungeons up and running with the server version running on your computer and calling it good. So with that, we'll see you in the next episode and have a good one. Bye.